From the foothills of the Verdugo, this is Tornado TV.
We had one of the best high school teams in Washington, D.C., one of the best all-time high school teams, not just 1 or 2 years, but it was one of the best teams that ever came out of there. So everybody came from all over to see us play. And once I got in high school, I realized that I liked the game. I realized that I was kind of good at it. I worked out, I worked at it. I was a fanatic about basketball.
From then on, Jerry Chambers went on to become one of the top high school prospects in the nation. After receiving a scholarship from the University of Utah, Chambers led the Swoops to the Final Four, where he showed the nation his true talents.
Individually, I was probably the best player in the whole tournament. I was the MVP of that tournament.
After 8 years in the NBA, Jerry Chambers retired and started working at the Pan Pacific Rec Center. However, tragedy then struck Chambers at a basketball game when his 13-year-old son collapsed dead on court.
With kids, my son was a ball player, and he passed away playing basketball. And I guess after that, it seems like that was my calling, is to work with kids and things of that nature, and so that was it. I had a stand-in audience here. I had kids coming here, so this was my place. This is where I was supposed to be. That was my calling. Boom. I stayed here at Westchester for 10 years, had the same thing. Now to Westchester, the reason Westchester is, listen to this. Westchester is where my son passed away. And I worked there he passed away before I ever became a recreation director. And I ended up going back there and working there for 10 years. God took my son and gave me a bunch of other kids. That's how I look at it.
When asked to give student athletes aiming for a career in professional sports a tip, Chambers confidently said,
Number one, get your education, something that they can't take away from you. Learn something that they can't take and pursue it. You might like that. Nothing is really guaranteed in this life, but you can hedge your bets a little bit though. But nothing is guaranteed. You gotta have a backup plan. I don't care how great you are, how good you are, whatever. If you're lucky enough to get one of them $15, $20 million a year gigs, hey, that's great. Oh man, that's fantastic. But in your pursuit of that, if you go out here and step off the curve and break your leg in 5 different places, where you going? You go along through life, you run into things that you plan one thing, but you run into something else. You might run into something else that you really like. Say, oh, wow, I want to try that. I want to do that. But that's good. That's good. But have something that you can fall back on and, take care of your family and everything like that. I tell them all.
I'm Kane Connor, reporting from Tornado TV.